3HL 1045, the Zone Prince already with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Dawn Davenport will be back on Wednesday. She's on assignment. Ron Slay is here, however.
I'm in the
How are
building.
you?
I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
That's right.
Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Always.
I'm in the building. I'm in the
Titans
building.
with a 27-24 overtime win against the Chargers. That was a pretty damn good thing.
Handle business.
They did handle business. Let's go to one of the guys that was handling business. Titans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair joins us now. Azeez, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
I can't wait to go back and watch the copy because, man, what popped to me on defense were several things, but one of them was you all over the field. Coverage, behind the line of scrimmage, in the line of scrimmage between the tackles, hitting people. How tired were you after that game?
Man, I was exhausted. I think I speak for everybody, on our whole team, that everybody gave it everything they had. I know Saturday we had a walkthrough, and Jarrell Casey had came and he brought his family. He came and had talked to us after the walkthrough, and I just remember, like, the thing that stuck with everybody that he said. He was saying how if you don't leave that field after that game feeling like you gave everything you had, limping off, exhausted, and don't show up at the team meeting, he said, on Wednesday. So I think everybody, took that as a challenge. We already have that mentality. But, coming from a guy like him who's had a career like himself, being well respected, everybody took that challenge. I think everybody, stepped up to that.
What was the key defensively for you guys? Obviously, 3 big sacks on third downs to get off the field, and I'm sure we're going to talk about those 3 plays in overtime. But going into the game, what was the key, and did it kind of play out the way that you thought it might?
So we had a couple keys. One of them was affecting the quarterback, and obviously we were able to get after him a little bit. But it's not just about affecting him through, pass rush, but also just the disguise and coverage. And then, was trying to handle their tempo. Obviously they did a good job at times of just getting on the ball and running plays. And, the biggest thing for us is just trying to make sure we had a call and we're all on the same page. And there was a couple times, things we needed to clean up, obviously, because there was a couple times where there was, that miscommunication through that tempo stuff that they were doing. But all in all, we were able to get it done and get the stops that we needed to help the offense and everybody else win the game.
Man, Azeez, man, you really put on a show with the activity and the energy, man. Who did you watch? I need to know this, and then we'll get back to the game. Who did you watch growing up, man? Because your game is different playing that spot right there, man.
I appreciate you, man. But for me, honestly, I used to love watching Sean Taylor. I liked Brian Dawkins because I played safety at first. So okay. I used to love watching guys like that. Another player I watched, I used to watch Ray Lewis a lot. I liked the Ravens defense, that whole defense they had when they won the Super Bowl, like Aaron Reed, Terrell Suggs. I watched all those dudes. So I've just always been kind of defensive minded, but I think a big part of my whole game has always just been running and hitting and being physical and trying to get in on every single play, just to try to make sure that you set that tone on defense.
Well, you got a guy next to you, man, and Dr. Gibby, man, and he comes with it, man. You look to be elevating him as well, and I imagine him too. You know what I'm saying, doing the same for you. But how much have you settled in with him sitting on your side a lot of times in your formation?
It's been good. I know, like, early on, me and him, and just trying to get used to playing with this whole unit. Really, obviously, This is my first time here, but I mean, it's been really good over the first 2 games. Just helping me with the communication, getting the calls out, lining things up, just overall, and then him making plays, like even some of the plays that he made that might go unnoticed and stuff like that. We watched the film, me and him, and a couple other LBs this morning. And, just tell him, like, he's doing a really good job and just keep putting his foot on the gas and don't let up, because obviously the standard that, I have and the expectation I have for myself, but also my group, is a lot higher probably than anybody might expect from us. But that's how it has to be, and that's how I want it to be. So, our goal is to try to be the anchor of this defense and be the anchor of this team and every single day we're going to keep working to get to that goal.
Man, we've talked a lot about this since you and Arden Key came joining a defense that had a lot of experience of playing together and a lot of dogs already on the field. And then you and Arden come in here. I mean, what did you feel when you walked into that locker room with all those dudes? Because, like I said, there's nothing but dogs out there.
No, 100%. I think it's just a lot of alphas. It was really similar to. I say this all the time, and it truly just is what it is. Like, I'm really blessed to have come into a locker room like this, especially from a defensive perspective, where I was in San Francisco and it was the same thing. Like,
yeah.
It was just dogs all over the place, and even look at me. I was the third linebacker in San Francisco, and I played last year maybe 39% of the snaps, and I was the third guy. So it's like, coming over here and seeing like the depth that we had, but also seeing the guys that we had, it just felt real similar to what I had already had for the last 4 years. So I was really excited, honestly.
All right, bro. Now you've been out there on the West Coast. You made it back here. You back down south, not as deep as you, Tampa, and all that. But you right back down here in the South. First experience right there in Nissan Stadium. It hits overtime. Man, the crowd, I felt it sitting there watching it. What was that feeling like in that overtime with the crowd? Every time y'all tell them to come on, give you more, they lock in with you, and y'all were laser focused in that overtime. What was that feeling? What was your first experience like in Nissan, man?
Man, it was rocking, and it's so funny because I was telling my coach after the game, like, I was trying to, before the drive started, I'm trying to get the crowd hyped up, and they start just going crazy. And then Shane's giving me the call, and I can't hear what the hell he is. And I'm like, I backfired. So I'm like, golly, like, I had to put my hands over my ears so I could hear the call completely, because it was crazy, man. It was definitely a good feeling, and it was great energy. They brought it, all the fans. Like, I mean, it was an awesome turnout, and obviously, like, they did their part. And we did our part, getting the W, and the goal is to just keep stacking them, keep stacking wins. Jeff talked about it before the game started. Jeff and KB, and just talking about, like, we protect our house, winning at home, and that's what we were able to do. So it was great, man.
8 tackles, Titans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. Browns coming up next week. Obviously, you'll do film work and all those things, but with an opportunity to watch them on Monday Night Football, will you do that tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I think I'll watch it. I know even in the last 4 years, whenever we played a team and they had a game, that Monday, we usually just watch the game instead of watching on the iPad, just to get a feel for how it looks in real time. Because I think sometimes the TV copies can kind of, you can hear different things and see different things, the timing of things. They're a little bit different than, you're just watching it on your iPad. So I'll definitely be tuned in for sure.
That's awesome. All right. You can, as Slade mentioned, from Tampa, Florida Atlantic, Lane Kiffin down there for a couple of your years, right? Like, you got a good Lane Kiffin story for us, man?
Oh, man.
He's playing Alabama this weekend. He's already saying things. It's pretty funny.
I love Lane. Lane is literally like one of my favorite coaches of all. Like, he's a guy that I still talk to him to this day. Like, we text, throughout really just the whole season, just randomly he texts me all type of crazy stuff, good, bad, and different, and vice versa. But honestly, I have too many Lane Kiffin stories, and I don't know if
it's suitable. It's suitable for the airwaves.
not all bad though. Not all
who was easier? Who needed to be calmed down the most when you were playing for Lane? Was it him being fired up, or was it you guys, the players? Because he looked like he'll get on edge a little time.
He'll throw that play sheet, man.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you a funny Lane Kiffin story, and it was really at practice. And Chris Kiffin, his brother, was there as well. He was the D coordinator. You got Chris there, you got Lane there, you got Monty Kiffin, which is their father, obviously. And I'll never forget, we were in training camp, and literally, like, there's certain plays where it's like the script is written, like the defense writes in the plays that they're going to run, and then the offensive guys take the script and then write in the offensive plays that they want to see versus that look. And I remember we're in this scrimmage basically, and Lane and Chris Kiffin just start going at literally it was like a Step Brothers movie. They were just sitting there just cussing each other out, yelling at each other because he wanted him to run a certain play, and he's like, screw that, we're not going to just let him just throw the ball on there. So we start changing up the coverages, got an interception, and Lane is pissed. And so it was probably just one of the funniest moments because Monty's just sitting over there scratching his head, watching his sons just yell and scream at each other, and we're just sitting there laughing what the hell is going on? But, I mean, so honestly, it was just those are some great years that I was able to spend with them, and those are that whole Kiffin family is really near and dear to my heart. Obviously, FAU is home to me as well. So those are all good times for sure.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Titans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. That's a great story. Hey, real quick, have you enjoyed Nashville? I know you're busy and you got things to do, but I'm curious, if you found any good food spots, what do you like about Nashville since you've been here?
I like the food spots. I'm really a big chicken wing guy, so I've been to a couple different places, and I'm routine with everything. I like going to the movies. And one thing I will say, I'm trying to find a really good movie theater out here, and I'm a little bit disappointed. The movie theaters have not been as nice as I wanted. But I will say,
hey, business opportunity.
100%. So, Josh Norman was a good friend of mine. He came to the game yesterday. He lives in Atlanta, and I was telling, because me and him in San Francisco used to have movie nights every week.
Oh, that's nice.
And so it's so funny because we were literally talking. I'm like, bro, the movie theater out here suck, man. I need to find a good movie theater. I haven't found a good one yet. But as far as food-wise with the wings, I like QC's Kitchen. It's really good. I try to stay away from it as much as I can.
Be careful. QC don't play, dog. Queen Code do not play.
I know it. And I like official wings. I get it on DoorDash, but it's really good too. So I'm still trying to dibble and dabble in as much different food spots as I can. But those are two of the places that I go to a lot right now.
Azeez, I got to give you one, man. Take this right here, put this one in your back pocket. Strikeout wings. Strikeout wings.
My teammates have been telling me about that, and I think it's just I have one day out of the week that I can go and help you. And so I've always been skeptical because I'm just do I want to go with, my reliable one cheat meal, or do I want to try something new? Now, I think maybe in the bye week that we get, whenever that comes up, I'll probably have to venture out and try that for sure.
Hey, man, hold me to it.
Strikeout.
Hold me to it. I'm telling you, dog. And I'm gonna get a message passed along to you, man. I got a nice little theater for you.
All right, say less.
Yeah.
Man, appreciate the visit. Congrats on the win. Good luck in Cleveland. It'll be a challenge, and we'll talk with you later, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all take care.
All right. Titans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. How about that guy?
Man, so good.
Lane Kiffin stories.
I can only imagine. They was dying. Hey, man, look at these fools, man. Man, these people tripping over here at practice.